Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. This video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be taking an historical look back at Her Majesty's Yacht Britannia. Britannia is the 83rd vessel since Charles II in 1660. And it's the second yacht to bear the name Britannia. Here we see one of the very earliest pictures recorded of Her Majesty's Yacht Britannia. The photo, of course, is in black and white, and it is from the 1950s. Britannia was ordered on the 5th of February 1952. Its yard number was 691, and it was laid down on the 16th of June 1952. It was launched on the 16th of April 1953 and commissioned by the British government for royal usage on the 11th of January 1954. It later became decommissioned after a 43-year career on the 11th of December 1997. It is currently owned by the Royal Yacht Britannia Trust and is a museum ship open to the public based in Leith, Edinburgh, Scotland. Moving on, we see another black and white older picture of Britannia. This is a commissioning ceremony and you can see the Queen in the foreground. Britannia weighs 5,769 tonnes, is 412 foot long, which is 126 metres. It stands 123 foot tall. The main mast, interestingly enough, is hinged so that it can collapse and fit under bridges. It is powered by steam and can travel up to a speed of 21.5 knots, which is 24.7 miles per hour. It has a range of 2,400 nautical miles and a capacity of 250 guests. Here we see an interior picture of the Royal Yacht Britannia and the main staircase. When travelling, there is also one platoon of Royal Marines, a crew including 21 officers and 250 Royal Yachtsmen. The officers usually serve 2 years, and once the Royal Yachtsmen have served 365 days, they are made permanent, which is why when Britannia was decommissioned, they had serving yachtsmen that had been there for over 20 years. Of course, now that it is a museum ship, it is staffed by museum crew. Here we see an internal drawing for when the ship was being designed. The designer created these sketches to Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip's own specifications. This is the main drawing room. And here what it looks like in reality. You can see that it is rather floral and homely. It is not over ostentatious, it is more comfortable. The Queen wanted it to feel like it was her own home, and the Royal Yacht Britannia is the only home that she's ever lived in or owned that she has truly had a hand in designing and choosing the furniture. So this is completely her taste from the 1950s. Moving on, we see the same room but decorated for Christmas. These shots are taken after the ship was decommissioned. So here we see it in its museum state. You can see the pole with the ropes in the foreground. Some of the furniture after decommissioning was given back to the royal family and was used in Windsor in an outbuilding on the grounds, and sometimes the Queen does go back to the main dining table in the grounds of Windsor Castle and have a meal. Here we see one of the pianos, and again the floral sofas. Here we see the main dining room, set out for formal occasions. Lots of banquets were held on the ship during its time. Here we see a picture of the Queen's private sitting room. This is a room where every day, even when the Queen was on holiday, she used to receive her red boxes where she would sit and she would read through state papers sent up by the British government from Westminster. She would read them, sign them when she had to, and obviously send the papers back to Westminster, and there would be a constant flow of these red boxes. So this is where the Queen would spend several hours per day. Again, very comfortable, very light, very airy, and decorated to her taste. Here we see a shot of her desk. We see the phone to the left on the desk. And on it there are buttons she could press to communicate with different parts of the ship. Again we see an early drawing, a sketch, a design sketch for that same room. A further sketch. And here we see the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip's bedroom. Now the Queen and the Duke did have separate bedrooms whilst on board Her Majesty's Yacht Britannia. This is the Duke's bedroom, decorated to a much more masculine taste, with the dark furniture. And we see an early sketch of the Queen's bedroom. Again, very different to that of the Duke's. This is the sunroom, again one of the Queen's most favourite rooms aboard the Royal Yacht Britannia, where she and the family would spend many happy hours gazing out to sea. Another shot, this time of the Duke's office. And here we see the Honeymoon Room. This is obviously one of the spare rooms for the royal family in the royal family apartments on Britannia, but it was mainly used as the honeymoon suite. Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer, when she was married, the Princess of Wales, had their honeymoon in this room, as did the Duke and Duchess of York and Princess Anne with her first wedding. Another shot of the same room, but looking downwards, we see a desk and some mirrors. Again, a very light and breezy and airy room. Now we move on to more of the crew areas. Here we see the deck. This is where the captain would command the ship from. And we see the kitchen. Here we see the top deck, where in earlier years and on royal tours there would be sun lounges laid out, there would be children playing with the crew, and a really nice space to enjoy a voyage. During Britannia's 43-year career, it sailed more than 1 million nautical miles. Again, we see the ship's bell with the royal crest. Britannia was also designed to be converted into a hospital ship in times of crisis or war. A further use for Britannia was that in the event of a nuclear war, the Queen and members of the royal family could board Britannia and sail to the coast of Scotland, where it could manoeuvre in and out of coves undetected, and the Queen would survive. therefore enabling Britain to still have a head of government and a head of the armed forces. A look at one of Britannia's funnels. In fact, it is the only funnel. As I said earlier, it was powered by steam. Britannia's maiden voyage was from Portsmouth, and it departed on the 14th of April and arriving on the 22nd of April 1954. That particular journey carried Princess Anne and Prince Charles to meet their mother and father, the Queen and Prince Philip, in Malta, in which they were having their Commonwealth tour. The Queen first boarded Britannia at the Grand Harbour, Malta, on the 1st of May 1954. Here you see a picture of the ship with the flags flying and the topmast in its full upright position. The ship was very majestic and elegant. Of course, going by the days of today's big massive super yachts, it was very small. But in the day, in the 50s, it was a magnificent ship. Now here's a point where you could pause the video and have a look at the individual sections of the ship, numbered with correlating numbers on the ship diagram are the different rooms and what they were used for. So please pause the video and have a look. It is rather interesting. Here we see a picture of the ship on one of its many journeys. The ship, of course, was used for entertaining, and in its 43-year career it entertained 4 American presidents: Eisenhower, Ford, Reagan and Clinton. Here we see a very early shot of Prince Charles enjoying a performance with a member of crew. After decommissioning, the ship is often visited by members of the royal family. Here we see a gathering for the occasion of Zara Phillips, who married Mike Tyndall, where their wedding reception was held. Princess Diana aboard the ship, cutting a cake. And again, more entertainments on one of the royal tours. Princess Diana, Prince Charles, William and Harry waving as they departed for a journey. Britannia made 696 foreign visits, 277 of which were visits to British waters. Here is one very famous picture of Princess Diana, arms outstretched to greet her boys after coming back from a tour. It is said that Britannia is the only place where the Queen truly felt at ease, and here we see a very relaxed Queen, smiling and laughing and having fun. This is one of the only places where she could feel truly free. Diana and Charles on their honeymoon. When there is a royal on board, Britannia is always escorted by a Royal Navy warship. And the Queen used to holiday aboard Britannia in August around the coast of Scotland. It was known as the Western Isles Tour. Just in case you're wondering where Britannia is now, Here we see a map of the United Kingdom. Zooming in, you see Scotland and the city of Edinburgh. And here we see the Leaf Docks. And of course the ship appears on Google Maps. And here we see an aerial picture from Google Maps of the Royal Yacht Britannia, moored, which of course you can now visit and enjoy. I would recommend going, it is an amazing ship. Now, I think we need to move on to its decommissioning. At the time, in 1997, before the election, before the general election to choose a new government, the Conservative government, who are currently in power, were planning on recommissioning the ship. They said that between 1991 and 1995, £3 billion worth of trade deals and business were signed aboard the Royal Yacht Britannia. The Royal Yacht Britannia was sent out to do a lot of trade deals. When the Labour government won the election in 1997, they said that the ship couldn't be recommissioned because it was too expensive. Therefore, they started the process of decommissioning. Britannia's last tour was to Hong Kong on the 11th of December 1997. That was its last official engagement. Now, there has since been talk of a new royal yacht. However, that has not come to fruition. Since the recession in 2008, it has been deemed unpopular to spend that amount of money on a new royal yacht. However, since £3 billion worth of deals were signed between 1991 and 1995 alone, it probably would serve Britain well to have a new royal yacht, especially as Britain voted to leave the European Union. Britain now needs to sign its own trade deals once we have officially left the European Union, and Britannia, or a new Britannia, may have a key role in securing vital business and trade for the United Kingdom. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like the video, please like it, please share it on social media. I hope I've been able to give you some interesting facts. Thank you for watching as always, I really appreciate your views. From me in Shropshire, England, goodbye.